And as a reminder, the content shared here is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not intended as medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your healthcare provider before making any changes to your health routine. Our discussions draw on wellness concepts similar to those found in the Healthpointe methodology, which we hold in high regard. The ideas presented are independently developed and do not represent or speak on behalf of the Healthpointe brand.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Monday Night Lean Team. My name is Carol Zampa, and typically I'm your facilitator for these Monday evenings. And I love Monday evenings. They're just a real nice mix. They're a nice mix of storytelling, product information, and topics that relate to the benefits of HealthPoint, the benefits of being part of a community, and how it can help you in your everyday life too. So I'm very excited tonight because we got three different people that we're going to be hearing from. And we're going to first start talking about the power of community and how important community is. And we have a young lady, Deb Llewellyn. Many of you know Debbie. And she's very, very steeped in the Health Point program, and she's doing very successful at it and learning tons. And Debbie sent across my email, an email she had received, and I read it and I thought, oh my, we just have to feature this for a Monday night. So I asked her if she would uncover it, put some flesh on that article, and just help us understand what we really have with our Health Point community and our support system. So, Debbie, if you want to come on, we'd love to hear from you.
Certainly. Thanks, Carol. Since I have probably been on every diet known to man, I'm still on all of their email distribution lists. So uh, we're going to talk first up. The one that I sent you was from Haley Pomeroy. She's featured on PBS, and a colleague that I worked with introduced me to that. And I got the email, and if I responded within the next 72 hours, I could become a member for $399. Now that membership came with a 10% discount on purchases and access to customer support line and so forth. And her program basically promoted a different way to get your metabolism going. I really didn't have much success on that at all. Next, I did have success with the medical weight loss program. In fact, I did this 3 times, and each time I lost weight, but I eventually gained it back. This program was expensive, costing more than $1,000 for about 3 to 4 months, which I paid for using, I was working, my health savings account. It also included appetite suppressant diet pills, speed, and weight loss supplements such as highly processed, high protein pudding and shake mixes that cost $15 to $17 per box and were intended to support the plan. Thirdly, I tried Nutrisystem. The base cost was more than $300 per month for meal delivery for me alone, depending on the selections I made. The meals were highly processed, which concerned me. Although I did lose some weight, I wasn't learning how to make any healthier choices because I was relying on prepared meals. There was also an opportunity to speak with someone for support, but to tell you the truth, the experience felt very impersonal to me, and I didn't use any of that part of the program. In preparation for this discussion, I did an internet search for the top structured weight loss programs. AI generated a chart ranking some of the well-known weight loss programs based on what they do best. For instance, TOPS, which is like an AA group, was number 1 for community and peer-led. Number 2, digital under the digital points and tracking was Watcher. Go ahead. Did somebody say something? So TOPS is for peer-led. For tracking, it's Weight Watchers, and for that you pay, it's all over the map. $10 a month, maybe $23 a month. The average could be $55 a month, and if you're taking GLP-1s, the cost is well over $100 a month. So the base program to be, part of Weight Watchers is $660. Then under behavior and psychological came Noom. And I'm not sure how it's figured out, but it said you have an annual commitment up to $70 a month. And then on top of that, an additional $17.42 a month. So that came to approximately $1,000 and $1,049.04. Now let's consider HealthPoint, because AI also generated the top 5 benefits of joining a weight loss program or community. As a community-based health and wellness program costing approximately $200, and that's just for product, it's not a membership fee, I think Healthpointe would get a check mark for all 5 benefits. Let's see if you agree. Number 1, accountability through regular check-ins. You're working with a coach. You send your coach your journal, and that tracks your progress. Number 2, motivation from peer success stories. We have weekly walk and talk virtual calls. You learn tips, strategies from members of the community all over the globe. Number 3, shared experiences, reducing isolation. Traditional dieting can feel like you're on your own. You not only have a coach and encouragers to support you, but you have an entire community cheering you on. Number 4, mental health support addressing emotional eating. There's an ongoing education program that's provided through recommended books and audios that you can listen to help you on your journey. Number 5, celebration of milestones, building sustainable habits.
Oh,
Feature. I'm on a call. I'm sorry, that was my son. Featured success stories that help the community as a whole with belief. And if I were deciding the top benefits, I would add Healthpointe provides a plan for lifetime maintenance. In conclusion, I am grateful that I chose to join Healthpointe. I am learning to fuel my body rather than simply fill it. Although I have not achieved lifetime maintenance, I am deeply thankful to my coaches, David and Carol, and my encouragers, Laurel and Kathy, for instilling me the belief that I will achieve my desired weight. On one non-scale victory that I'll share is that it involves a black dress that I wore on a cruise we took in 2018 after we retired. When I was looking for something to wear over a month ago, I pulled out that dress. My weight on that day being the same weight it had been on the cruise, yet the dress, once a midi, had become a maxi and fell below my ankles. My body composition is different today thanks to Healthpointe and Muscle Multiplier because I am losing fat, not muscle. Thank you.
Wow, don't go away. This is so super good. And I was going to ask you as you went through all of these things and then all of the benefits of the Healthpointe program that you went through so beautifully. You personally, I know, are going through a tremendous transition. Do you want to explain to the folks um, how much different it's not just about what's showing on the scale, but what's happening in your mind and what's happening, just like you said, with this black dress, what's happening in the formation of your body or transformation of your body?
Uh, sure. I actually feel at the weight I am, even though I would love for the weight to come off faster, I actually feel slimmer. I feel that I'm not bulky. I feel like, and that's when I put on that dress. That's why I felt that way. I've always had a love-hate relationship with my body, and I've shared before that I had an addiction to sugar. So since I've been on this program, I don't have that addiction to sugar, and sugar was always my go-to. I mean, that was the majority of my diet. I ate tons of sugar over the last decades, tons of sugar. And now I'm not eating that. I feel better, and I feel mentally, I am happy that I'm not falling back into that pattern of like consuming vast quantities of sugar because I know that it's so bad for you. Even though you hear that, um, when you have that type of addiction, it's still, kind of there in the back of your mind. But on this program, I have lost those urges totally. I'm not, and my husband is, thinking he'll try a little bit of the program, but he has not fully committed. So I have tons of things in my house, and I make multiple meals. I make, what I make for myself, and then I'll make what I make for him. And I don't mind. It's fine. I don't feel like I'm longing for something. I don't feel like I need something. I'm so happy that I'm feeling better about my body and the way that I look because before it was you feel like you're a failure You feel like you can't, I've shared this before because I was successful on a job, but I could never crack this nut. I could never get off the weight and keep it off. And now I'm, making progress and I feel good about myself. Oh, the other thing, when you have a weight problem, you tend to wear only one color. I used to love color. I would have pinks and reds, and I would just wear for the last 2 decades. I think every day that I went to work, I wore black. Every single day. I worked in an office and I wore black because I would avoid color. I didn't want to be seen. And now I'm looking forward to wearing bright colors again, even patterns. It's just totally, totally different. And it's
Oh,
a feeling that you can succeed. When you called me, Carol, I was at the point that I thought I would never be able to lose a pound. I'm 75 years old, and I thought that I was going to live the rest of my days, the rest of my life being overweight. And I don't feel that way anymore.
wow. So what I'm hearing is not only a physical transformation and the fact that the black dress that you wore 8 years ago fits better and actually loose and drops off of you now. Um, but I think the most important thing is what you're saying, the mental transformation.
Yes, totally. I love the audios. I love listening to them because they talk about that, about the habits, about your mental, and it helps you uncover. You have in your mind a small filter and you see through the filter, and the filter may say you'll never lose weight. You're always going to be fat. And so you have to work on yourself to get past the operating system. It's not a filter. It's that operating system that's played for so long. You have to do something to interrupt that. And this is what I finally think that I'm doing, and accepting the fact that I can be thin again, and that being heavy is not going to be the destiny for me.
Well, thank you so much, Debbie. That is just amazing. That's so much more than I ever even expected that you were going to share tonight. But that's what I love about this program is real people going through real experiences, real setbacks, real ups, real downs, real mental transformations. And let me tell you, we have a world full of folks that have struggles just like what you are conquering. I want to say you are conquering, Debbie, in a big, big way. And I'm very, very excited for you. So thank you so much, first of all, for sharing, but even more importantly, for transformation, for the transparency of your transformation, because you're going to help a lot of people.
And
So
Carol,
yeah.
finally, while I was researching this, Reddit, and I didn't even know what Reddit is, they have weight loss groups on Reddit. And so there are thousands of people out there that are looking for help, that want someone to help them. And they post on this Reddit, they have Reddit weight loss groups. And it was just really interesting that I read some of the stories where these people really are looking for help, and Reddit really can't do anything. So they're basically just voicing their frustration.
Well, that sounds like a great prospecting tool in
Yeah, it
there.
does.
Go for it, girl. Super. Well, thank you again so much for sharing tonight. I really, really appreciate it.
Sure.
Have a great evening, Deb.
Thank you.
Okay, well, we're going to move on here. Wow, this is an exciting program, more exciting than I even thought it would be. And we're going to move on to the second portion of that program. And many of you know Eric Rashi, of course. I think you all know Eric Rashi. And many of you know a little bit about Emily Huynh, his beautiful wife. And I'm not going to steal any thunder. I'm going to bring them on because number one, they have some exciting news to announce. But number two, they're going to talk about the power of preparation. And Healthpointe talks a lot about preparation, mental and physical preparation. And Eric and Emily are a beautiful team that have a great story to tell. So, Eric and Emily, if you want to come on, we'd love to hear from you.
Sure. Thank you, Carol. And thank you, Debbie. That was incredible. So good. I was scribbling notes as fast as I could, but I can't wait for the recording because it was so much good content there. And I see Emily's here, and I'm excited to kind of chat with my wife here. And because some of you know this, some of you know this from kind of our crazy Saturday walk and talk Saturday morning and how we kind of played that out. But for those that aren't aware, Emily did something pretty darn extraordinary this past Saturday. In fact, I would say it's really extraordinary, and that is that Emily completed what's called a 50K ultra marathon. And so for those because when we tell people that, or just it comes up in conversation, sometimes people aren't aware kind of what that is. So 50K, that is over 31 miles. And so it's called an ultra because it's beyond the 26.2 that a standard marathon is. So quite an extraordinary achievement for sure. And so with that, and Carol, as you were talking about in Healthpointe, we talked so much about the power of preparation. We just wanted to chat a little bit, Emily and I. And Emily, I'm wondering, could you kind of share with us, kind of what preparation looked like for you in preparing for this 50K ultra marathon?
Sure. Can you all hear me okay?
We can,
Emily,
yes.
congratulations.
Oh,
Oh my
thank you,
gosh.
thank you.
Everybody's muted, but everybody's screaming and yelling with congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, and good evening, everyone. Yes, I'm more than happy to share. As Eric mentions, not only physically but mentally and educationally prepare for anything in this instant is a 50K race is very critical for the success, right? So truly Healthpoint is the key. Healthpoint helps me preparing really both physically and mentally for this ultra marathon. I started my first Healthpoint journey in 2017. It gave me so much energy and confidence. And I was 49 years old. All those years that I wasted. I always want to do the long distance races, but just didn't have the energy, didn't have the confidence. It's just hopefully gave me that. So grateful. So went back few years. My friend Balaji told me that he wanted to do a ultra marathon, and it's like, oh, how cool! And it became my dream, right? It's all start with a dream, and then it became my goal. So last year, I and Eric went back from the hiking trip, and I asked him, say, "Hey, should I do this ultra thing?" And he, of course, yes, go for it. And it's so important that I have that support in anything in life, right? If you started a helper program or anything in life, trust me, support community is so important. And Eric is there for me, and he is my coach, my life coach, my health coach, and he's there. He backed me up, so I have that extra confidence to go for it. So went into this preparation. I told myself, no matter what, I'm going to finish. If I have to crawl, if they carry me over the finish line, be it. So that my mental preparation. I also know that life happens. Life throws curveballs at me. I know that I will lose my motivation during training, so I prepare all that. I know all that things will come. Just be mentally ready, and if things get on the way, we just figure things out. Just like when I did my Healthpoint program, right? I know it's never perfect. There's always temptation. Yes, we went up the trail. but we have the mindset that we get back on it. So what I determined. So then went on to prepare for the race. Of course, we have to pick up the plan and pick up the um, uh, think of a plan and think of a process, right? With Healthpointe, you have 6 week cycle. So for this, I went online. It's so overwhelming with so many programs, so many plans. It's not like Healthpointe 6 week cycle. You have the template, a blueprint to follow. There's so many. So I eventually came up my own training plan. I wish I have a coach. Truly, I mean, that will save me so much time and headache. But I tailor a program for myself, and then I went on to learn about nutrition, how to feel during training, how to feel during the race. And again, if you have a coach, you have a program like Help for it. It's so simple. But again, I did it all myself. Again, a ton of information, so overwhelming, so fully loaded with information on the web. So I got that down, and now the last preparation is how to prepare to do the work. So I lay out all the running gears, my shoes, my clothes the night before. I train in the morning. I get up early before work, before my parents got up. So that's my plan, right? Have to have some structure. And yes, life did throw a lot of curveballs at me. Couple unexpected trips out of state, out of country, couldn't train. The last 2 months is very critical with the long runs, but I've traveled, I'm tired. I couldn't do it, but you know what? I'm not going to back out. It's never a moment I think, okay, I'm going to drop this off and not doing the race. I said, you know what? It's not ideal, but I stick with it no matter what. That is what I promised myself. So, yep, no matter what, I made it to the starlight and finished. So
Yeah, yes.
that's my journey.
Yes, you did. And boy, as you're going through that, Emily, and kind of reflecting, of course, I'm, seeing some of this. You mentioned about the morning training. Just for context, on our Saturday mornings, when I would queue up our Saturday morning walk and talk, which would be starting at 8, we go from 8 to 9. You would often start your run downstairs on the treadmill, starting at around what time, roughly?
Sometimes 5:30, 5:45, 6, no later than
Yeah.
6.
And that was so that she could get in a couple of hours of running, hit and join our 8 o'clock on Zoom and, complete her 3 hours of running. So it's just extraordinary. And it's just, you mentioned about your determination to finish, that grit, that mindset. I know how much you leaned into that. You talked about the education. I know, particularly, you learned how to run better with one of the Peloton instructors that you would routinely listen to. Matt Wilbur, I think is his name. And so you learned so much. But even with all that preparation, and we have this happen in Healthpointe too, because we have multiple cycles, right? Where somebody does their first cycle and maybe they got caught by surprise on some things. Even with all that preparation, and you started in the fall, you were caught by surprise on something unexpected. And we've just got a few minutes here, a couple minutes here, but can you share what happened and kind of how you managed that?
Yes, we all know, right? No preparation is perfect. Things always happens. We always miss something. And in my case, what I miss is I should focus more on training for the trail. So I am a road runner, and in winter I did not have access to the trail. But there should be a program out there that I can follow at home. Like, okay, you run on the treadmill, you run on the incline, you can do strengthening, strengthening your IT band. I didn't focus on that. I missed that. So I focus on the duration, the distance, some strengthening my ankles. I did focus on the ankle straining, but I missed other part of body, the muscle group that need for the trail running. So as a result, 15 miles to the race, I got the IT band issue, which is a excruciating pain, and I couldn't even lift my legs up because the terrain was so uneven and rules to jump over. But then again, I determined that no matter what, I'm going to finish, and I lean to the pin. I keep saying this is temporary, right? Just like 6 week cycle is temporary. We can get through this. So I keep telling myself I can get through this. It's just temporary. So just one step in front of the other, and I was able to finish. So in retrospect, I should have trained a little more for the trail. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what amazing! And for anybody that's ever had IT band pain, it's like a burning, very painful, very debilitating feeling along the side of your leg. Kind of runs from your thigh down to your calf, alongside the outer side of your knee. But you couldn't, or you didn't plan for that. You weren't aware of it. It was your first 50K. But what you did plan on, and what I heard you say time and time again, was the mental preparation. You didn't know if something might happen. We didn't know if it was going to rain, what kind of weather, the all kinds of factors. But the overriding uh, training preparation that you did was, virtually no matter what, you were going to finish. And so, sure enough, you were surprised by this IT band issue that came from training more on flat surfaces in the road versus the terrain, which was we walked the trail a couple of maybe 100 yards or so when she picked up her packet, and we said, "Wow, this is really leaning," and it sure showed up later. So um, well, you started off by just saying, you just got the increased confidence that came back in 2017 when you and I did Healthpointe together. And boy, you have gone on from that. And, everybody does different things, right? Some people take that confidence, that newfound health, and they go in this direction or that direction, maybe something of a physical challenge. Maybe they take on two new challenges of a different type. But you really leaned into this running. You've done multiple 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons, multiple marathons, and now a 50K. And well, thanks for sharing with all of us. I've been privy to it a bit along the way, but thank you so much for sharing with all of us kind of the lessons learned in the power of preparation for a 50K ultra marathon. Thank you
And
so
then,
much, Emily.
yeah, and I want to say the last thing is we should realize how lucky we are to have the helper program. I'm saying when I go through this, um, is fighting the program is so time consuming. I don't have the huge community support. I have you, Eric, and you behind me. This Helppoint community helped me. So yeah, really, really grateful Helppoint program that have the great blueprint, step by step for us to follow. So now I compare the two. Yes, how lucky we are. I wish I have the running coach. Truly,
Yeah,
when
that's a great
yeah,
that's a
retrospect.
great final point there, and kind of ties in like what Debbie Llewellyn was talking about earlier, when she was saying, how grateful we are for, this pattern, this system of Healthpointe. So great stuff. Well, again, congratulations,
Thank
Emily. Thank
you.
you for sharing. And Carol, I'll turn it back over to you.
Oh my gosh. Well, I absolutely don't have anything else to say. That is just a showstopper. And Emily, we are all so proud of you. And if you guys can all find your unmute and let's give Emily a big hand, that would be awesome. I know we've got you kind of in a controlled environment.
Woohoo! Way to
Thank
go,
you, thank
Emily.
you, thank you
Hey,
so
way to
Yeah.
much.
go, Emily. Good
Hey, way to
job. We're
go.
proud
Awesome,
of you. Good
girl.
job.
Woo, good job.
Thank you so much, and thanks for
Great
your
job.
support. Loved you guys.
Oh, could you imagine going through a 50K and having to put all your program together yourself? The whole, I'm sure the Health Point already, you guys are very clean eaters anyway, but just knowing, you eat different, I'm sure, when you do a 50K than you do when you're trying to lose, some weight. It's a different ball game, and you learned everything just because you had that one goal, that tremendous goal, and we are so very, very proud of you. And thank you for sharing with us tonight, Emily
You're
and Eric.
welcome. Thanks for the opportunity.
Well, absolutely. And Eric, thank you so much for just, being behind Emily 100%, 1000%, to help her to make that happen also, because it's no man's an island.
Yeah, it was my pleasure, and it's really just extraordinary just to be a quiet observer. So, all right.
Well,
Well,
thank you guys so much. Yeah, I think we're going to close the program out, but a special thank you to Debbie for her awesome, not only a presentation, but testimony. And then Eric and Emily over the top. Absolutely. So thank you guys. And Eric, I'll turn it back over to you.
all right. Well, that's it for this evening, guys. Till next Monday. We'll see you later.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.